This is Silla Vijay Kumar presenting a paper on a study of contemporary practices in hospitality education during COVID-19. In due course, we'll be talking about hospitality, the industry, education, and the future. First of all, we need to understand what hotel industry is all about. Hotel industry comes under the umbrella of tourism. At macro level, it goes on to hospitality, and at micro, it comes on to the hotel industry. The hospitality is delivering good customer experience. And it is needless to say that all the jobs in the hotels are cross functional. A person who is a chef today can actually be in the front line tomorrow. And a person who is in the front line, definitely if he is a skilled person, he can also do the other duties. It is important to understand that all the hotel jobs are not based in hotels. With a approximate of $500 billion business, I think lodging industry happens to be one of the biggest. The challenges in hotel industry are the orientation for the hospitality course or hospitality as a core. The second happens to be a skill acquisition. There has to be a skill that is to be acquired. There are various heads. It is not just the core hotel operations. They are more into sales and marketing, and there are a lot many other things that are there. The final thing that derives the challenge is the human behavior. With this pandemic, COVID-19, which has claimed around 50 million jobs as far as the World Travel and Tourism Council states, it's going to amount to around 12 to 14% of the jobs and around 25% of the international travel. There are opportunities. There are opportunities in the sense we have to retain the skill and we have to train them in soft skills. When we talk about the travel plans, most of us have actually cancelled. I think we can postpone them. Definitely taking in more stride towards the domestic tourism, the rural tourism. There are new forms of tourism which have come up for us to understand. One of it is the slow and smart tourism. It is more concentrating on the local population, and it's going to see how the crowd management is going to be done. When we talk about education, education is a basic human right. We all are knowing about it, which is necessary for sustainable social and economic development. There have been traditional methods which have been followed age long and which are noble and worthwhile. At this point of the pandemic and especially crisis, the advent of crisis, especially when you're not sure about the certainty of the extent, so it can definitely affect the education business. And to flatten the curve poses new challenges to the academia. There has been a major paradigm shift in the teaching methodology. The first happens to be the social distancing, when we have to have at least 1 meter distance between students. So the thing that we used to follow of the crowded classrooms are going to be spacious enough, but with reduction of batches though. It's going to increase the number of batches also. The online thing has come up, and thanks to all the teachers who have actually taken up the methodology overnight. The curriculum basically is to reach to the nth student. There are not all the students who are having access to the laptops or internet or pro education parents. But then we'll have to see that through this online, we'll have to reach to the nth student. The feedback for the syllabus, we are all into completion of the syllabus and conducting the exams. More important is how it affects the feedback or the assessment of the students, which is going to be helping them go forward. The free and the online training courses are going to help them in their education and stay connected to their jobs. The challenges of technological innovation. When we are bringing the virtual reality, augmented reality, and the artificial intelligence into our classrooms, there can be a problem of the content delivery. It is difficult for us to keep a track of the continuity of what we've taught, because there are various slots, one single window, and the student has to manage his time and his resources. Second is the mental health. Very, very important as far as the students are concerned, which is very prevailing today. Regarding the atypical behavior, whether they are irritated, whether they are not able to concentrate. There are unusual behaviors of threatening or some other reasons. There is poor academic performance, because of which what happens is they are not able to concentrate. And one thing we must agree that there is no emotional connect because of the superficial interface between the teacher and the students. But there are opportunities. There are opportunities in the sense of the faculty development. Uh, Faculty are already knowing their job well, but this is for even better online teaching facilitation. The institute, which are having the challenge to adapt to the e-learning practices, and they are also working on the infrastructure. They are putting in money. They are doing their arrangements, whatever is required. Student development. There are videos, tutorials. There are workshops. There are